Hi guys. Zeke's going around, he's picking out some flashy materials for you guys. So this is going to be a really good cut and chat. I am feeling better. It felt like someone was like putting a steel toe work boot like right here on my face. So the left side of my face was so swollen yesterday and my eyes were swelled shut. Oh, Allison and James, thank you for the water bottles for me and Zeke. I went around and showed the whole team and they thought they were hilarious. So I really appreciate it. So I'm like, oh, I'm actually going to drink water now. So, but yeah, Zeke picked out a bunch of material for you guys. He has like an overflowing bin. I think he's a little bit exciting. It is like so bad and I feel a sneeze coming. But when I sneeze like 15 times in a row. So that's not fun. But yeah, it's gonna be a really good night. How many of you guys have been waiting for this cut and chat? I know this is always a requested one for you guys. It's a really good topic to cover. Thank you. Lizelle, you feeling better? Yeah. As she's coughing her brains out. Oh my goodness, Tay says I'm starting the engine when I start sneezing. It's not fun. Let's
I
see.
I did die laughing earlier when she was like, "Oh, the engine's going again."
It is funny.
Hey, everybody. This is an exciting one. And I'm excited about this one because chatoyant materials are my favorite. I've always wanted to do an extensive collection of chatoyant materials because there's actually quite a bit. Um, I wouldn't say we have a ton, but we do have a good variety. I think, let's see, we got Hyperstein, Tiger Eye, Amazonite, Malachite, Gold Sheen, and Rainbow Obsidian, and I'm sure I'm still missing one or two. But we'll look at some material. Oh, some of that jade has a little chatoyancy in it, although that's not consistent, so we won't go over that too much too. I did not grab a chunk of Labradorite yet. I wish we had the Moonstone. Gosh. Oh yeah, I grabbed a piece of Neolite too. And we have another surprise to show you guys tonight. Lizelle, has it been done? Oh, yay. I finally got a gripper to show you guys how those work and we can play with one. And it's actually a good thing that we can show this because there's something great about it that we'll go play with. Shall we get started? Start looking at pretty rocks, shiny, flashy things. Oh, got a feeling for Tay. The engine's going again.
It is. It is. I'm gonna be sneezing all night.
I thought Lizelle was going to talk to us, but she just turned her audio off. She's like, I can't listen to Zeke and have a conversation. That's hilarious. All right. Well, we're actually going to start off with one. Where's the camera? One really fun one. Because this, you don't actually even need to see the flash in it to know that that's going to have good chatoyancy. So I picked a fairly patinaed, dirty piece of tiger eye that we're going to cut. Because you don't actually need to be able to see the flash in this to cut for the flash. Because we're actually going to use the angle that it has been broken. So this will be a fun one to get started because this is probably the easiest of them to do. Not that this is real hard. It's one of those things that with a little patience, anybody can do this. It does just require a little patience. Oh man. I'm like, I can't take any of the rocks out of the saws. They're all full of too good of things. Look at this blue in this dead camel jasper. Isn't that just crazy blue right there? I've been having so much fun cutting this stuff up, but we will take this piece out for the time being, as hard as that is to do. That was actually one we showed last night. Nobody grabbed it. And I was like, gosh dang, I want to cut it. All right. I'll have to work with the camera a little bit here so I can show you guys what I'm doing.
Oh, I'm right here. Sorry. You guys can't, I don't know if you guys can see my head.
So You guys see how this is like a seam and there's an angle to where it's been broken? And you can actually use any face on the piece of tiger eye. Like you could even use this end right here where it's not as steep of an angle, and you can cut it up this way. But how you get the perfect flash in the tiger eye is you pick a face and then line up to where it's broken. So we'll line up and we'll put it against the blade at that angle and start slicing it up. So let's see. Let me give us some room, and I've tried to put you guys down here at the right angle so you can see what we're doing. So I just kind of guessed to get us started there. So try to get you lined up with the blade. But I actually moved the vise all the way over so that I can get the rock past it and use the blade as my tool to make sure that I'm lined up to there. And that's actually really dang close. So can you guys see the angle, the rock's coming in so it matches that broken face compared to the blade? Well, that just means you got to get one of those new vices, Sharon. You could also, this would be a time to shim it. If you do have a horizontal vise, you could take and put a couple little wood shims underneath the backside when you clamp it down so it's lifted up. No, I got you. But that's pretty dang good right there. So let's go ahead and finish tightening it up. And we'll take a slice off this piece.
That's funny, Jack.
All right, got it lined up. Now, I know that a lot of you heard me say this plenty of times, but when we go to start the slab saw, I move it all the way up to the blade and pull it back just a little bit, lock the vise, and then I always spin the blade to make sure that the rock's not touching. Because if you start with the blade touching the rock, it can deflect your blade and dish it out. All right, then we'll turn on our Everclean. And I don't know, we think we should show them that gripper.
I think we should.
I was going to show you guys this other piece of dead camel that we were cutting up. I'm gonna start this saw again too because this piece is too good not to. Isn't that just stunning? I love that pattern. All right, let me shorten up our chain here. Good use of electricity, dude. I'm so excited to open one of those slab grabbers. All right, now that my hands are all oily, let me go wash my hands. Then we'll open up that new slab grabber, and I'll show you why it's such a great tool for tonight. And a lot of the things that we're going to talk about tonight will apply to just about any chatoyant material. So even if we're not doing something like the moonstone, the same kind of principles will apply throughout as we discuss different materials. One of the other things that I want to touch on a little bit later after we get some of these cut and maybe we can do some cabbing is the height of your dome and how that will change with different chatoyant materials. Alrighty.
That's so exciting, Mike. You're gonna love that saw. It's a really good one.
I'm so excited. I've not actually opened one of these new grippers yet, but this is our slab gripper. What was Jeff's question?
Sorry, I'm checking something for them the other. I'm coming. Team, you want to read it off, please?
Question from Jeff. Do you have any advice on finding the star in stones that show it, like cat's eye or ruby?
A star is a little bit different. So like when we do the star, when people polish the star garnets, for example, a lot of time they'll take and tumble all of their material so that you can see the star in it and then cut the cab. You'll find where your star is and then you'll line up to cut your cab. With a ruby, like if you have like a ruby crystal, it's always going to be the end of the crystal face that's going to be your chatoyant.
And how about if you don't have a tumbler?
Uh, well, depending on the piece and how good it was, I might just polish the whole piece and look for the flash. If you can't see or the star, if you can't see the star in there, it doesn't have to be a great polish. You probably could get it to like 600 grit, get it wet, and then look for your star. Oh man, this thing looks good. I know we do pack stuff really well. It was funny. I was actually somebody sent me a package after complaining about how much we overpack, and they sent me something, and it got here beat to death. And I was like, oh, well, see, that's why we pack so heavy duty. Man, this thing is cool. So these screws that you see here, you tighten down on the edge of your stone, and that holds it to the plate here. And then you can tighten this up and down to move it. You can also take these two screws out and flip this plate over, or you can take one screw out and let it pivot. But dang, this thing feels nice. And the reason I was like, this is a great thing to show for tonight is because I actually have this killer piece of neolite that I had taken just the end cut off of. And I really wanted to take slabs off of it, but I left it in the saw. And, the team came in, they were doing their rock cutting for the day. And so it got taken out of the saw, but I already lined up perfect to the face here. So we actually, if you get a piece of material that's chatoyant and you already lined up to the perfect cut, now you can put it on your slab grabber and put that in the saw, and you're going to be perfectly lined up still. So I was super excited. I was like, yay. I actually don't know the size. Let me go grab a set of Allen wrenches and find out. Because just looking at them, I would have thought it was like a 5 millimeter, but no, no, 5 millimeter is just a hair too big.
That's awesome, Anthony.
7/32 is also a tad too big, and 5/32 is too small. I feel like Goldilocks over here. They appear to be a 3/16. All right, we're gonna clamp this baby up.
Thank you, Marv.
All right, I want to show you this too while we're sitting here. So this piece right here, you can take off. Yep, this just clamps into the existing vise. We're gonna clamp up this piece of neolite, and I'll show you guys. All right, so pull that off there. and you can actually flip it around and use it like that. Or you could take one screw out and get it adjusted to the right angle and then tighten that screw down. So this has a lot of versatility in how it will hold something. Alrighty. The other thing about flipping that plate over, if you flip it back the other way, you'll be able to put a much bigger stone in there than if you flip it this way. But we can take that. Let's see if we can finagle this piece in there. I love that it just sits flat against the piece there. And look at overhang the edge. You know, you get like a cut face and you get a little overhang on the edge. So just snug these up just a little bit. We don't need to go crazy tight on these.
That's awesome, Anne-Marie.
And then this one we're not even using, so I'm just going to tighten that down more than these other ones so that we don't cut it off getting real close. That appears to be good. So let's go ahead and tighten this up.
Zeke, do you think that's possible? Making something. So David said John should make a tool like the wing nut tightener for use when tightening the slab grabber instead of using a screwdriver.
Yeah, that probably would not be a bad idea. I mean, we machined that part, so we probably could make an adjustment to that. He probably did it with a screwdriver, would be my guess, so that people don't use like a ratchet and tighten it way down. And I also just noticed that if you have this laying on the table like this, it's reversed, so it's lefty tighty, righty loosey. Oh, let's see, we still got a little bit of play down here. So let me tighten that one up a little bit.
How many of you guys have used your slab grabbers so far?
I think that's hold on pretty good when you get that all tightened up. Okay, that screw's really not making contact either. We'll bring that one down a little bit. All right. Man, that thing holds on so good. I did grab some other examples though. Like this would be a good piece to clamp onto because you got this big slab that still thick, so you could take that down. Something like this, where you still got plenty to cut off the back here, and you can clamp that down. Something like this would be another one where even if I just wanted to cut this for another specimen and lose where somebody cut through the window, I could tighten this and then take a cut off of it. But I am so freaking excited about this tool. Should we go stick this one in a saw?
We shall. Does this fit in an HT12?
Well, let's go find out. I don't think so. I don't think so with the um retrofit vise. I know there's people using them with the horizontal vise. I am gonna need more than one of these things for the lab.
I can see
All
if
these
we
rocks that,
are gonna have extra.
that's okay. Table tell me no.
Okay.
It's a wishful thought. It's a definite need.
Oh, that's awesome that you guys using it. I love it.
All right, so you just clamp it in the vise like that, but I'm fairly certain that in this vise, oh, that actually did close. How much room does it give us? Huh,
Yay, Sarah. That's super awesome.
I wonder if it's gonna lift the lid when it gets towards the back. Would be my only thought. But let's try it. I did not think that was gonna fit. I fully expected it to get to the hit the top there.
Would this work well to cut sphere preforms?
I don't think so. I don't think it will help in the sphere cutting process. I guess you may be able to use it for your cube, but
That's a HT12SS.
all right, well, that's pretty cool.
I will, Michael.
Yeah, I've had that happen on rocks before where I put such a big rock in the saw that it would get to the back where the hood slopes off and lift the lid up. Not on a Highland Park saw, but some of the other brand saws that I had. Like I had this one that was homemade, a great big 30-inch saw, and they did not think about how big of rocks I wanted to put in it when they built the thing because the hood was way too small. So I would constantly use boards to prop up the hood, and then I'd use magnets and garbage bags to hang inside the hood. And I left that one at the edge of the shop door, so because to get so I wasn't filling the shop up with oil mist. So I'd hang up all the garbage bags on the inside, prop the hood up so that I get a couple extra inches of cutting space, and run it. That's actually how I cut that green moss that we were running in the reciprocating lap. Oh, do we have a bunch of people on with reciprocating laps? John and I were talking today, and oh sweet, all right. Well, since we
Hi,
got
Andy.
we got a few reciprocating lap people on. I'll show you guys this. Sorry, this is a little segue in our this is Zeke is having an ADHD moment, but we're having a little segue in our cutting tonight. This will only be a minute though. So on the reciprocating laps here, I shot a video on this for you guys. But if you switch to oil, which I think John's going to recommend, on these blocks here is these two bolts that take this off. So pull those two bolts out wipe this down. Use 409. Don't spray it on the machine. Just spray it on a paper towel and wipe all of this down, and then put a little bead of ultra black around these holes and bolt it back down, and then wipe out the excess. You don't want any excess in these pockets because it could change or make your little plates not level in there. And then you can run oil in these, put a little like eighth of an inch. Did you guys lose sound? Can
No,
you
I can
hear
hear
me?
you.
We're hearing you. Z. It's all good.
Oh,
You're all
okay.
good.
Ugh. But I thought I'd mention that because I just shot a video on it. So if you guys decide you want to switch to oil, which I think is what John's going to recommend in the future, um, it's pretty easy. I just did a whole bunch of them today. Shot video on it. Oh, where are we going? Let's cut some other rock. Alrighty.
Why the switch to
Let's,
oil?
the I have not experienced this, but John had somebody experience where the bear. Actually, I think he had two people experience where the little nylon bearings had little flat spots on them because I think they were getting stuck with the grease and not moving around as much. I'm not totally sure. That's just a guess. Um, but in the future, there'll be oil instead of grease. I did not have a problem running the grease, but always looking to make improvements.
That one won't fit in your saw mic, I don't believe.
We'll test that next.
What was the oil that you recommend?
Well, if I was gonna do it in mine, I'm gonna use oh, I'll have to remember the name of it. I'll have to look and see what I ordered. I ordered some fancy oil. What John will probably tell you to use is just like 30 weight engine oil. But you got to get that right lubricity. Sorry, adjusting the tripod there. All right, let's clear out the saw here.
Yes, Stuart, we do.
Pro tip while we're on this discussion, um, don't use brake cleaner to clean off the grease. You will, in fact, or take off some powder coat. They do not interact well. This this is a piece of the Texas pocket rot what I was cut the other night. There's a piece of that Wonderstone pattern out of the dead camel. Man, that's pretty stuff.
I have a four why nylon bearings versus some metal.
You know, that is a definite John question. I really have no idea why nylon.
And
Um,
then
that is a good question.
I have a 14-inch Bronca Diamond HP 14 slab saw. Do you think the slab grabber will fit it?
Oh, maybe I would think it would, but honestly, it's not a saw I've ever had, so I couldn't say for sure. When we when we open up that saw, remind me, and I'll measure the length of the slab grabber, and that way you'll know if it'll fit or not. Let's see. Let me grab one of the other materials. Now let's cut a piece of hyperstein. This is a fun one. All right. Now on a chunk like this, you can see it's a very flat silver flash in there. Like it's one bright flash. On a chunk like this, I would cut thicker slabs and dome the them higher, so you get more, a little bit more layering in there. Yeah, Stuart, I'll look up what oil I ordered to use because I do think that there are better options. But when we were in the shop here, John just said to try some 30 weight. Actually, I'm trying to remember what I did with those packages. I ordered a few different kinds to try. Let's see. Now, again, with that flash on this face right there, you want to cut parallel to that flash. So I'll actually get a light. Here, I'll move the camera so you guys can see what I do. I'll get a light and I'll come down next to the blade here and I'll look at the chatoyant flash to make sure it's parallel with the blade. It is easier when you don't have all the saws close together. Or if you're using a bigger saw. All right. We'll take a thick slab off this one. It sounds like our other saws are done. Now, I also grabbed a piece of Hyperstein that's got this kind of ribbon effect to it. On a piece like this, I wouldn't cut a thick slab to try to get all that, to try to do a high dome. This one, I would cut a very shallow dome to get as much of that ribboning effect in there as possible. Yeah, we got a 3-jaw gripper set up.
Zeke, I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh, here's another piece that nobody grabbed last night of the dead camel Jasper. We had to throw it in the saw. Gosh dang, that's nice. You guys like this dead camel? This stuff to me is just so cool. I love the patterning in it and the interesting color mix. Oh, that's awesome, Steve. I imagine that's a pretty busy place right now. Oh, that's a fun piece of blue plume. It is very picturesque. I like it, Cody. Oh, the wheels on this chair do not roll very well. Oh, really? I have to see if I can convince a visit. Oh, man, that's so good. See, this is another one that I'm like, I can't take that out of the saw yet. That's just too darn good. We got to take another slice off this. Oh, and in case you guys missed it last night, this is the island agate that we cut. That's a really fun one. On that piece, like I would slab that piece of dead camel, I'd slab that one up to make cabs with. Although you could polish the slabs. All right. Now here's that one with all that ribbony flash in there. We'll do the same thing on this one. You want to line it up so that we're cutting parallel. Yes, this is Hyperstein. You can actually get a star in Hyperstein as well. I have a sphere I made out of hyperstein, and you get like all three patterns in one piece. And definitely want to take your time lining up a material like this so you get that nice flash through there. And this one is so small, I'm gonna try to maximize the piece here. And I'm gonna start with where our last cut can be. Oh dang, I did not give us any room at all on that one. We're literally gonna like shave the outside of this off. Honestly, I don't even know if it's worth doing it that way rather than just cut parallel because it's so flat already. Yeah, we can just cut from there. I think I missed one turn. There we go. And then we can get an Intarsia slab or something off there if so we still wanted to. That's a fun piece. We'll throw another material in here, but look at the blue green on this piece of dead camel. That's pretty
Oh, that's pretty
epic.
sweet. That's awesome, Robert.
Ah. Kay was pretty excited. She was like, "You're doing Flash tonight? You know what you could do? You could finish that cab."
Oh yeah, that was funny. Right, Jack? You can
You just put it
reach
in
out
the.
to, yeah, I was gonna say you can put it in the chat or reach out to any of the team members. Tim, they can help you out.
All right, here's a piece of the rainbow obsidian. This one, you can see all those lines in there, so you know we're gonna cut parallel to that face, and you can actually see the flash a little bit. But we're gonna cut right through those lines. Now, one of the interesting things on something like rainbow obsidian is because you got different colors in there, you can cut it at a little bit of an angle, cut it a little bit like that, so you get different colors of banding in there. Or you can do a high dome cab out of it, and you'll get more uh, layers showing in it. So on this one, I actually think we should do a high dome cab with this one. I don't know. What do you guys think of that? Actually, don't we have a high dome cab cut check coming up?
Oh yeah, Zeke, it's scheduled for Thursday next week.
Ooh, all right. So we'll
Next week.
cut this one. We'll cut some of these for next week because we won't get to all of them tonight.
I'm sorry, that was scheduled for 30th. The for next week we will have our show and tell customer workshop edition.
Oh, you guys got your workshop videos done yet?
I hope so.
If not, we're gonna send a video of Jordan going, "Why? Why wouldn't you do that? I thought you were gonna submit one." Followed by
I'm,
a call from Lizelle.
yeah, I'm really good at guilt tripping.
I would do it for you.
I would. I really would. I'm on my way, Brendan.
All right. So we got it lined up here. I checked to make sure our flash was parallel with the blade. So I could see where the flash was. And then I went and checked to make sure that we're going to cut parallel to that flash.
Just- See, you guys are coming up with some awesome ideas here. Well, we'll have to do some before and after photos.
I was looking at pictures of my shop the other day of like when I had one in Utah, and I was like, there is no way I'm showing these to Jordan.
I want to see.
I was like, Jordan will just like follow for dead looking at them. I think you'd feel itchy and stressed if I showed you the photos.
Were you feeling itchy and stressed in that? Actually, you weren't probably, you know what? You probably weren't, you definitely were not feeling stressed because you're like, I know where everything is and no one's touching it.
That was great. People were like, I wouldn't step foot in there. And I was like, fee you.
Okay,
I was like,
so looks
oh,
like I'll I'll go and visit Brandon first and on the way back I'll stop by Kent's and then Jack's and then I'll come back to the warehouse.
all righty. This is, you guys remember that piece of tiger I would throw in? Let's look at how that turned out. So that was the face that we were working with. You remember we lined it up to get to that angle.
Nice.
Like all that points. That's pretty cool. All right, let's take another slice off this one for the heck of it.
So tonight or tomorrow, depending on like when you guys do your cutting, I want to see some photos posted by at least how many of you are in the room? There's 129. I hope to see at least 25 to 30 photos posted from different people tomorrow in the Facebook group of what you've cut for the flash or what you learned from tonight. Team, you want to put the link to our Facebook in the chat? And if you've never tried cutting for the flash because you have a piece sitting there that you're scared to try, after tonight is the best time to do it.
All right, I got another. I like that. Some good motivation. I also grabbed a chunk of Amazonite. We're gonna cut this for the flash. Although this one is a little bit trickier. So we're gonna take this over the sink and give it a good scrubbing. This would be like when John says, study a rock.
Zeke, Sarah is asking, what are some rocks that you would not want to cut in oil?
Natural turquoise, softer chrysocolla, um, anything that's porous and soft and may stain. I don't like really cutting septarian nodules in oil either. But because we do cut so much of them in oil, what I'll do is I'll soak them in water for a day before I cut them.
That's hilarious, Jack.
Ooh, already that's better. Just a rinsing. All right. It is a lot harder to see the flash in Amazonite, but should line up with one of these faces. That is one of the reasons I like cat spheres on this stuff so much. I felt like this face gives the best flash, but it's not popping on this piece of rough. Because I feel like it should be more like right here. Yeah, it's a lot harder to find on the Amazonite.
Do we have a big saw to cut rocks with water only? Like 18 inch?
Not in the lab here. We do have a stainless steel 18 and 24 that can be used with cutting with water. Um, we also you could use water on the 36-inch drop saw.
Hmm. And I have one 18-inch stainless steel saw in stock right now.
I don't see it on this piece of rough. I know it's there, but I'm thinking it's parallel to this face. So we're going to take a slice off, put it in the saw, and take a slice off like that and see if we see a little bit of that flash in there. We don't have any of the bigger saws set up in the lab here. I think I um did a uh video on the 18-inch stainless steel one. Oh, no, he's Cherry Creek Douglas. Oh,
Does the Everclean work with water?
I would not use the Everclean with water. What I would do if you're going to do water is run a baffle tank like this, where dirty water goes in one side, and you got these ports where as it fills up, it goes over, and usually we have a pump set up here. So if you wanted to recirculate your water and you were going to run like an 18, I would run it, then I'd drain it into this side and let it baffle over,
Hey, Deb. I
and
love
then pump it
Adriana.
back into the soft. I don't think the Everclean would work very well with water, and it's easier to clean up water, so it's easier to do like a baffle setup like that.
Thank you, Michael.
You can actually see it. Well, let's try it a little bit better. You can see it in several different directions.
Man, it was hot here today. It was like 80 something degrees. So I was not ready for it.
Is it really that warm today?
Yeah. I originally walked out in a sweatshirt and leggings, and I was like, oh no, it's too hot for that. Yep, my
Well,
best
no,
friend, he just moved to Virginia and he does not like the heat already. So,
no, I can see it here. I can also see it here, and I don't think that's going to clamp very well. So I think we'll turn it because you can see down your steps there. But you can see it. I don't know if I don't know what you guys can see it, but you can see it flashing across this plane right here, and you can see it running down the steps right there.
Oh, my mom
Oh,
used to live there, John.
you can also see it a little bit right here. Man, I wish it went better for that face right there, because that face is really good. I'll see if I can get it in this way. If not, we'll try to cut it.
Yep, that's Amazonite. Hey, team, how many entries do we have for that workshop show and tell?
We currently have
I'm still working
an
on
entry, but
getting more entries for us.
Oh, Lozelle is on the prowl. She's ready to pounce. We're gonna have
Yeah.
Zeke sharing his workshop.
Oh gosh. Only if you're talking about the lab.
Yeah, sure.
There. Well, I can't get it to clamp in there that way. If to line it up perfectly. If you did want to cut, I don't know if you guys can see that right there a little bit. If you can, if you can't get the rock to cut the way you want, sometimes what I'll do is I'll cut a side off so that you can clamp it the right direction too. But I can see it in a couple of different directions with the Amazon knife, so I think we'll be fine to cut it for one of these other planes. Amazonite can also be slightly dichroic, where it's a little bit different color. Ow! Just
You okay?
crushed my finger. Yeah, I almost pulled the Tay and had curse words alive. I do like what we call that, pulling a Tay.
Yeah. That's awesome, James. We're here to help.
I
Oh,
do
that's
like
how I
people be
got.
successful.
I was just gonna say I got a blood blister that way because I was rushing and I got my finger really good.
Oh, incoming.
The trio.
The trio. Do you want to tell them about us explaining that to Tay earlier?
Incoming. Hi, Tay. Well, Zeke said it at first, and then he said that we told you about it this morning. So we were explaining it. Hi, John. Incoming.
All right, let's go check these other saws over here. Oh, looks like our hypersteam is done. Get the camera down to the right height here for you. Looks like a few of these are done. All right, this is that piece of hypersteam that had more of the flat flash in there. So that was the face we could see. Oh, that's a cool pattern. Michael says hi. I actually kind of like the Damascus look of this. What do you guys think of that?
That looks pretty sweet.
shorten up our chain here. I think we got to make it hyper. Yeah. I don't think that saw's finished yet, but we'll get to that one. Oh, this is that piece of the dead camel. Gosh, dang, they're beautiful. Man, a little bit of blue in there, that walkie pattern, such stuff. Looks like we get one more slab off this piece. Actually, Jack, even worse. We showed that on the live on tote night. Well, we did a little tote last night. We showed that piece and nobody grabbed it painfully, and I was like, all right, we got to go cut it. I don't know. We could do a little tote out of that too tonight if you guys are dying to get a little bit more of that. I certainly would explain. Oh, there's our piece of hypersteam with all the shimmer in it. That's funny. Tay did not look amused when she turned around and I was just dumping it on the floor. She's like, "Oh, oh yeah." Which one? The one with the shimmery in it, or the one that looks more like Damascus? Yeah, I really like both. Ooh. Look how it looks like the Aurora Borealis. Alias. The Aurora Borealis in there. That doesn't look like oh. No, that's just regular rainbow. It's just really good rainbow. Yeah, that's a good piece. I think this will be a really good candidate for us capping. Yeah. I'm also gonna inspect to make sure I like where the flash is. If I think it needs to be tilted a little bit. One of the other things you can do, which actually will sometimes do a little intentionally, is if you cut it so it's a little bit off. Because if you think about, usually what I think about, if someone's wearing this as a necklace and it's hanging on their neck, what angle is that going to look the best at? And that'll sometimes orient how I do my cab. Because you can see a little bit, try to not get like glare on there. As I rotate it, the flash shows up better in certain spots. So that's something to take into account when you're doing your cab. But I'm pretty happy. All right, let's see if the one with the slab grabber is still cut. So let's swap this piece out and put a piece of the gold sheen in.
All clear.
Now with the gold sheen obsidian, it is one that I try to cut as shallow of a cab as absolutely possible because you don't get that layer effect in there. So the lower the dome is, the more shallow it is, the better the flash shows up in there. If you do a really high dome, you'll only get a little dot of that in there.
Are you selling the cut pieces tonight?
We may sell some. Some of them we're going to use for cutting and polishing. Like we'll polish some tonight. Some uh, we'll save some of these for when we do the ring stones and the high domes and some. So we'll also go through and dig through a lot of this rough. Uh, yeah. No. Which rough are you guys most excited about so far?
What was the question, Zeke? I didn't hear you.
I said, what rough are you guys most excited about so far?
We got one for rainbow. I like the Hyperstein or the Neolite.
Yeah. So when we set the chain for the rock, the first thing I do is look at how much chain do we need to just get to the vise with it moved up to the blade. You can see we need that length right there. And then you want to take into account how long the rock is, but also if it's taller, you'll add a little extra. So I usually go the width of the boards here. Let's see, I'll lay the chain out across there. I usually go the width of add the width of the boards and then add that there. And then remeasure it because I dropped it back in the oil. Just for good measure. They say measure twice, cut once. So that should get us really close to the right amount of chain. It's not an exact science, and usually after the first cut, I'll adjust it, especially if I'm going to do a bunch of slabs, so that it's as close as it can be.
Zeke, I'm assuming you're going to be cabbing a piece tonight.
Yes, we will.
All right. Dump this tank out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. What else did we put in this song? I can't even remember what we'll cut now. Oh, that other one is done. I was also going to talk about cutting a little. Would it be helpful if we cut a piece on a trim saw for you guys? I was thinking about that. We never cut stuff like this on a trim saw, and oftentimes you are working with just a little piece. So I was like, I grabbed a little piece, and I was like, I don't know if it'll be helpful to see that, but we can cut a little piece on the trim saw for flash if that'd be helpful for you guys. Okay, all right, we can go cut a little piece of the rainbow. And here's another piece of that dead Campbell Jasper. I love this stuff. All right, let me go wash my hands, and we'll cut a little piece on the trim saw. Oh yeah, we can use the 3 jog gripper. I don't have anything prepped up for it, so I have to grab something.
So you can
But
use the vice slide too on the 10SS.
maybe we don't have it set up. No, we might have to set up and do another night. I actually am better without the vice doing the trim saw. I might have to practice with that a bit.
Oh, that's awesome, Kristen. Yeah, that's my favorite that you get in the island agates for sure.
And that's a dirty saw cutting this piece of malachite. But that's a really epic slab. Malachite is another one that you get chatoyance in. And it's almost good enough to just polish as a specimen. Gosh dang, I didn't want that to come loose. Man, that is a killer piece of malachite. And another candidate for holding with your slab grabber. Isn't that a beautiful piece?
It looks like a little face.
I like it. All right, now with the slab grabber, I really only tend to use it with more rounded rocks, or kind of triangular pieces can be another good thing to cut on here. It's not what I would call ideal if you're cutting something flat, although you can. No, here's a good candidate. Then we got this Moroccan agate that's very round on this side, and we got this window that goes around a lot of it. So this one we can take the slab grabber and hold it like that to cut through there. And this one, we have a plate, a vice plate, where you can swap out your vice plate. So you can bolt the gripper right to the here instead of using the vice. Um, but you can also just clamp the gripper in the vice. I always give it a little twist.
Team, you know the price on the slab grabber?
Oh, feels pretty good. But really nice for clamping in rounded rocks like that. That locked in so good. But I always twist it like this, and I'll twist it like this, bop it like this, make sure it's stuck in there. The bop it was just sarcasm. All right. We got to be so close on that piece of neolite. Oh yeah, it is got to be to the back because I can see it lifting the hood a little bit. So on your slab grabber, if you got a 12, you can see right here, it's starting to just barely lift the hood a little bit, which means it's got to be pretty close to the back. So 12 is going to be a little on the small side. Oh gosh, dang, we are close on that cut. A little longer. There we go.
Is there a cabbing machine you recommend best bang for the buck? Probably if you're on a budget, the CB6 would be your best choice, Paul.
Definitely.
The small would be perfectly fine, Tim.
Oh, that's a good piece of neolite. Man, that's an awesome chunk.
That is
Uh,
Neolite from Namibia. You're welcome.
yeah. All right. So a 12 would be on a little on the small side. If you're using this vise, John's gonna come in here and be like, "Seriously, dude, you got 15 slab saws in here, and you had to put it in one that was too small for it."
Well, yes.
I feel like that's a little on the thin side, but just testing. That's right.
I like it, John.
There's been a few times that I've gotten an eye roll of like, you actually needed to test that to figure that out. The shaping machine, I think, was one of the ones I took the most flack for, where we tried to make a cab with the sphere wheel and ground into with the pins. Every time we look at that machine, I hear about it from John Sherman and Orte. Oof, that cut I gave myself right before we started does not feel good. All right, let's go cut a piece on the trim saw. I'll show you guys how I will manage that and still get the flash in there. Because I do have some tricks for that too.
Hey, Steve. How's it going? Oh, yeah. We got that spiel the other day. We get it quite a bit.
Usually the spill we get is you guys have gotten too used to just pulling it off on the fly. Need to tighten up.
Yep. We are very fortunate. We have a really good shop here.
All right, this is a piece of rainbow we're gonna be cutting. Let me get it wet so I can actually see where the flash is.
I love it, Jack. What are the six
There.
P's?
I have no idea. You'd think I'd have learned them by now.
And that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, I should know this.
All
It
right,
used
the
to piss.
flash is
Go ahead.
The flash is right here on that face. You can see it a little bit. But on a nodulary piece like this, it would be very hard to hold it perfect for every cut. So the trick I want to do is to cut a face off perfectly parallel to the so that the flash, if it's sitting on the deck, the flash is perfectly parallel to the deck here. And that way when we turn it, we get perfect flash.
This is a 6-inch trim saw that Zeke is working on right now. I do love that 6-inch trim.
Yeah, if I can, I think I do most of the trimming on the 6 inch.
Did you have both a 6 and a 10 in your shop?
I actually just had an 8. Oh, I had a 6, but I hardly ever used it because I had an 8. So it's kind of in between.
How do you sharpen your trim saw blades? With the bastard file.
This is actually this ultra thin 6 inch is the only one John recommended using a sharpening stick for. All right, so we got our flash right there. You can see this face, that's just black. You're not gonna get any color in that face, but we're just gonna use that so that we can set it on the deck here and get really good flash.
Yep, John says it that way too. Yeah, this ultra thin blade is good if you're working expensive high-end material too. Do you get micro fractures in this?
This is not, I mean, I wouldn't push real hard on it because you can, but this is not a material I generally worry about. You can see I'm going pretty slow. And this blade is also just slices right through the rock. There's like almost no resistance as you're pushing it through.
Yeah, so the ultra thin, there's two kinds of continuous from blades for just the 6-inch trim. You're gonna want to look at the last two numbers. So you're gonna be looking, I think it's HPL CB6 dash like 02, I think is the SKU for this one. So let me see. But it is the continuous blade.
Oh, now let's look at this one over here so you guys can actually see what I'm seeing.
Oh, that's cool.
I like that blue line in there too. Yeah, I'm gonna show you another little trick that I do. When I go to, it's a little bit harder on the 6 inch, but as you're practicing, use your finger and lay it right against the side of the rock. This is a lot easier to do on the 10 inch. Lay it right against the side of the rock there so that you can envision it going straight through and not get a wedge cut.
Could you use that first cut for Intarsia that you did?
Yeah, you could. You definitely could. It is when I did tilt it up just a hair. You could also grind it in to get the perfect angle. This is an area I see people really struggle with, is getting good, consistent cuts on a trim saw when they're trying to do like little slabs.
Yeah, so at first, that first cut that he did was to make a flat bottom, so he got as parallel to the flash as possible. So the direction that he's cutting now is for that flash plane. He is wearing
I
glasses, yes.
Probably a good idea to be wearing gloves too, cutting obsidian.
Yep, exactly. And it's not always going to be gray. You can have like greens, purples. Sometimes you're like you can get like pinks and blues and
Hard to see the flash over here. Yeah, you can see that cut is going to be green, kind of purple, blue. Oh, I say gloves, I mean like nitrile gloves. Some heavy nitrile gloves is a good idea when you're cutting something really sharp like this.
are you guys finding this helpful so far? Awesome. I think it's good for all of you guys to see it on the trim saw too. For those of you that are just working on a trim. Zeke, were you doing Labradorite tonight?
I did not grab a piece of Labradorite. Labradorite would be the exact same as some of these other materials that we've cut. Like the rainbow obsidian would be a good. You'll have to see if you got a piece down here to cut. That's funny, Marco. Yeah, we'll do some later on. Yeah, well, I was not paying attention at all for this cut. That is a thick wedge. There's a really dark flash in there. See it. You can see a little bit better. For you guys. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but all that green and purple in there. I do like the rainbow. Not want to cut a ton of though. All right, let's go check on the saws. Oh, feeling very stiff. There's that piece of Hyperstein. I'm actually really liking that pattern in this piece. I don't know, I'm kind of think we should make a Hyperstein cab tonight. I like it. You get a little bit of the different crystal structure going a little bit different way. And it almost looks like a bronze flash in there. I'm enamored. I'm sitting and getting lost in that piece.
Oh,
Ooh,
it's a sick piece.
gosh dang, that's nice. I'm still blown away that nobody grabbed that last night. That is such a killer piece. We'll have to flip that one around and keep cutting it up. That last one that we showed is the dead camel jasper. All right, here's a piece of gold sheen. Our placement on this could have been a little bit better because it's pretty good, but it could be just a hair better. But you can see also as I just rotate it around where the light is and the stone affects its flash there. So if I was going to make like a pendant cap, I just orient it so that that side was up so that when it's in a piece of jewelry, it looks really good.
Yeah, the Hyperskin is. Um, Good stuff. Were you cutting a piece of gold sheen tonight or no?
Yeah, that's what's in the saw right now.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was answering a question for Tay.
Oh, you're good.
Um, that's a good question. Any of you guys in the room know? Paul's going to be close to the old Louisiana opal mine near Toledo Bend tomorrow. Do you know where you can go around there and maybe find some smaller pieces that have washed up in the wild?
Oh, man, that's a good piece. I want to get out and go rock climbing. That sounds like fun. All right. Oh man, if I could, I'd be on a plane tonight. All right, this is the Tiger Eye. And if you missed earlier, I'll show you a little bit. You can see that we put it in the saw a little bit of an angle, matching the broken face. Uh, so where you get a chunk of the Tiger Eye and it's got a break on it that's like an angle like that. We'll turn it so that it's into the blade like that, and it gives you much better flash than if you just stick it in there flat, cut it up. Let's see, what else could we cut? This is that chunky Amazonite. It might be a little flash in there. I mean, it's beautiful either way, but we'll have to wash it and see if we can find a little bit of flash in there. Isn't that just a gorgeous stone? I love that blue. We could dig through that tonight too. All right, let me wash my hands. I'll see if I can find a piece of Labradorite to cut, and then I think we should make a cab or two. How does that sound?
That was Amazonite that you guys were looking at.
Yeah, we could do out of that too if you guys want to tonight. That'd be a fun one. I do love cutting chatoyant materials. They make me so happy. I did a video once. I'll have to see if I still have it of all the chatoyant spheres that I have, and them all laid out on a shelf. It looks really cool. One of my favorite spheres in my collection is a 2.5 inch green and pink cat's eye tourmaline.
Did we have any green tiger eye left?
Um, I think we had to finish orders, which is why we didn't finish going through that yet. Oh, we do have some Labradorites in here. They're all big chunks though. All right, let's throw a piece of Labradorite in the saw. All right. You just want to find the face with flash on it, the most flash, and you're just going to cut parallel to that. So we'll cut, stick it in there and cut that end off right there. Although while we're over here at the saw, isn't that a gorgeous chunk?
What are the small white dots in obsidian? Oh, that is a nice piece.
It's a mineral, but I can't remember the name of the mineral. Snow. I like it, Ivan. All right, let me grab one of those little lights. Get down here next to it. How many people got a piece of Labradorite sitting at home and too scared to cut or too nervous to cut? All right, we're gonna have a growing moment with everybody. Lizelle, are you still on?
Yes.
I'm here.
Crystal Blight, thank you, Joseph. I want a list of everybody that said they had a piece that they're too scared to cut or too nervous to cut, and their homework is to send us a photo or a picture of they're gonna go try to cut it. Because I believe in you guys, and I think you guys will do just fine cutting a piece. But especially on one of the bigger saws like this, I like to be able to just set the light there. Because when I go to clamp this, I'm just looking to make sure that the flash is lined up parallel to the blade, or as close to parallel as I can get it. Oh, help if I move the rock chips out of the way. All right, that should be good. And then, of course, the rock tends to move a little bit when you start clamping it, especially if you got a funky angle. So make sure to recheck it before you actually start the saw. I'll get you guys a little bit better of a view after I get this. Still looks pretty good. I don't see without a tap device, and it's all out of whack again. It was too easy. It's definitely a material to have some patience with.
That's funny, Jamie. It is very rewarding though, once you're cutting something with a flash and you finally get it. It's like, damn, I can do this.
Have you cut any of this, Jordan, or cut one of those plant materials?
Yeah. That's funny, Alan. Oh, I love Sunstone.
Yeah, it was actually would be might be a good candidate for using the shims. I know, rare for me to say.
I'll have to take a photo and send it to Tay if you're using shims.
I know she'll be so excited.
Would you use the rock gripper for something like this?
Only if it's a shape that it'll help with. On this piece, I don't think the gripper would actually be helpful. One thing that would be really helpful is if I replaced these vice boards so they weren't all chewed up and had the screws sticking out because there was so much wood gone. Oh, that looks pretty good right there. I'm liking what I'm seeing. So you can see it down here, right when you're staring parallel at it, like the blade, and you're parallel with the blade. You get the light as close to your view as possible. You can see all the flash on the face there. So be patient with it. Take your time clamping it. Don't get too frustrated if it takes you, 5 or 6 times or 10 times to get it clamped in there because it might.
Would Moonstone be cut the same way?
Exactly the same way.
Does the Labradorite, is
Moonstone.
all of it? Oh, go ahead.
I was just say the Labradorite and Moonstone are both feldspar, so chemically they're very, very similar. Really only a difference in color. What were you gonna say, Jordan?
Um, does Labradorite have the planes of flash or is it all over the place?
It can be both, um, where you get a chunk where it's the same flash all the way through, or it can be where you get lots of little stacks where the flash will change as you cut it. And if it's, you make a few cuts and it changes, or you take a cut and it changes, you just reclamp the piece into the next face. Look for the next flash. All right, shall we make a cab?
You guys want to
I'm
make a cab?
kind of thinking that hyper scene was looking pretty darn good.
Amber says yes to the hyper scene.
Oh, I like that idea.
Where did we get the paper towel holders at Harbor Freight?
Yes.
And we got the mallet at Amazon.
The
You got them
mallet,
on
it's
Amazon? I mean, the mallet
the
holder on
mallet.
Amazon.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was gonna say the mallet itself came from Harbor Freight. The mallet holder, I just looked up magnetic hook, and that just happened to fit perfectly for sticking a hammer in there. Just some big magnetic hooks.
I was so happy when we finally got the paper towel holders on the side of the saw. On the side of all of them, actually.
It is
Yes,
really nice. It
Jamie.
was a great suggestion. I'm just washing up that slab over here, and then I'll come over and we'll cut it. Hyperstein can be a little tricky because it can flake or separate. And so it's definitely one to treat more gently as you're cutting and polish. Or sometimes I would just stabilize it so that you don't have any splitting. When I had my shop, if I was going to do a big batch of Hyperstein cabs, I would just stabilize the slabs. Yeah, as soon as John gets us a stabilizer in here, we'll be doing some of that demonstration.
Can graveyard be stabilized effectively? Cactus juice? Like the graveyard plume you're talking about?
That's generally a pretty hard material. So it's not one that I would generally stabilize, but if it was fractured, you could stabilize it.
Hi, Stacy. How's it going?
All right, we're just gonna free form it. I do like this area right there though, with that change of color.
Oh, that's exciting. That's awesome.
And if you guys are have done, if you've cut this material before, you will appreciate just how dang good that blade is. Look at how minimal the chipping is
Wow.
with that blade. If you cut a piece of this, you'd be like, gosh dang, I need one of those continuous rim blades.
Cody, you look like you're in the city right now. You getting your steps in?
He's
I
probably
can't see.
practicing
Oh,
to
you're
keep
at a
up with
show.
Sherman and Tay.
He's clearing some inventory. That's what he's doing. Yep. I like it. What makes it continuous? Aren't all blades continuous? That's a good question. Do you know why he labels it continuous rim?
Yeah, because if you look at the edge of the blade, it's smooth with no separation in it all the way around. A segmented blade will be a segment then a space, then another segment, then a space, and another segment. A notch rim blade will be kind of like a continuous rim blade, but it'll have tons of little notches on both sides of the segment.
Right, Linda? Zeke, have you tried putting that ultra thin 6-inch on the 10-inch saw to see how thick of a piece you could cut?
I have not.
Oh, I think I have good news, but hold on, let me confirm before
Hold,
I say
please.
something. Because
All
Robert's name
right.
just reminded me. Not Moonstone news, but Robert Murphy's name reminded me because he was waiting on his 20-inch notch blade. If you have a 20-inch saw and you want a notch trim blade, there are 17 available.
Oh,
So there you go. That is that yes, and yours has shipped, Robert. Um, I got it out before I left for dinner. You're welcome. But that is the good news. So if you guys have a 20 and you want um a pretty swanky blade, they are
that
in.
is really good news.
That's why I had to confirm before I ran my mouth. So
Yeah, we could put an extra blade inside the crate on a 20-inch saw.
I'm pretty sure yours shipped too, Stuart. Like if you were to get a 20-inch saw, Jack, or what size saw? For those blades, because they were literally just put in right before I went on dinner break, like 4 hours ago.
Oh, I
Oh,
gotcha. That's funny.
the aluminum polish, I'm not sure. Stacey, do you know the SKU? I know you've told me the SKU, but I can't remember of the one that you're waiting on. And then the flat lap disc backer, let me see. They are still undoing that container from last week. That was a big one.
And also on this material, notice that I'm starting at 220 grit. Um, because again, I don't want this to split or chip. It's hard, but it's brittle material.
We did not get the mystery barrels yet.
We think
That's
it's
fun.
the container that Customs is holding, but not certain. Tay is trying to figure that out.
That is so funny, Lizelle. I do not see any of those whatchamacallits, flat lap discs in stock. I think it's the 12,500 that you guys are waiting on. All right. Thank you, Stacey. I appreciate it. Do you want to
Is your
explain the
water
mystery
bottle down
barrels?
here?
Oh, no, I should go grab it though.
Yeah, mine's down here. We can show it, but yeah, if you want to run and grab yours.
Yeah, I'll run and grab mine. Let me just check this real quick. Um,
The mystery barrels were as a deal we did. John bought a big collection in Indonesia. It was all just mixed up rock, and initially John was going to pass on it because it was going to be so much work to sort it all out and deal with. So John initially was like, "No, I'll pass on it," but then he got thinking. He was like, "Well, what if we just did something crazy?" And so he offered it up for just like stupid cheap by the barrel. and but we don't know what all the rock is, and it's all mixed together. So we just did them as mystery barrels for like just this ridiculously cheap price. I think with shipping, it ended up being like $2.50 a pound.
All right, I'm gonna run up to 26 ultra quick. I'll be right back.
And Zeke, I have sorry, I have three mystery barrel available that you can offer.
Oh, Lizelle, will you refresh our memory on how much they are?
Um, they are $950 for the 500-pound barrel plus $285 shipping fee. So that's 1,235. And or if you wanted to get the four barrel, but I think it's not best to offer the four barrel because we only have like three.
Yeah, we'll just do them as individuals.
Yep, the 500 barrels only.
And see on this one, notice how I did a really low dome to get, see how, and then get that nice shimmer across the whole thing. Thank you. Yeah, Lizelle should be resting. Lizelle has the same addiction that Jordan and I have. Can't stop coming to work. What if they need me? Lizelle is pretty great. We do need Lizelle. Someone asked how I dome the corners. I don't I don't really dome the corners until I start getting to the resin wheels. I leave them pretty sharp, but I'm consistent with rolling over every flat edge. And then as I do the resin wheels, I'll make sure that each one of those kind of edges has a polish to it. I'm just very consistent when I'm doing the rolling this direction. But you can see, like when I say shallow dome, I mean really shallow, like darn near flat still. You can wait till they come in. We'll let you know when they come in. I mean, you can pay it off anytime you want, but
Alrighty.
you can also just wait till they come in to worry about it. You want to take the camera and show off both those bottles?
Yeah.
Mine's on my desk.
Zeke, did you answer the question? How do you get water onto the flat lap backer for the CV8 once it's installed? We use this, yeah, what Michael said, we use a spray bottle. Um, the mystery barrels, once they come in, we'll let you guys know. Like we'll make an announcement and then you guys can go pay the balance. Um, mystery barrels, yep. Tay was looking into the mystery barrels for you guys. And that was it right before I left. Okay. All right, let me grab Zeke's water bottle real quick.
Dude, they're so cute. I love these.
They are super cute. It made my morning this morning or this afternoon because we come in at noon.
Our morning.
That is true. So James and Allison Williams sent these water bottles to me and Zeke, and they got delivered today. But hold on, let me.
Where's your camera?
I'm grabbing it.
She's just still in the one I'm using.
I'm gonna take you guys over here. But let's see. Here's Zeke's. We could be a little crazy.
I love that was my favorite one. We could be a
Yeah.
little crazy tonight.
Lizelle, plug your ears. And then
That was probably my next favorite one.
I'm going to get called into the office on Monday. How's everyone doing tonight? That's so funny.
Wow,
Or
that's
the
nice.
Sell it.
or in Tarsha, Tarsha, Tarsha.
Mine,
Yeah.
M.
M. That's hilarious.
Now, was that on the bottle, or were you just saying that that's hilarious?
It's on the bottle.
That's
And it's
hilarious.
personalized.
It is. Hold on, let me grab mine. I just about cried when I saw the bottom rubber cover. Look at
Can
it.
you
It's
send
pink.
few to the Philippines?
Isn't that awesome?
What
The
was that,
chicken
Lizelle?
coat.
Can you send few to the Philippines? A
Oh
couple.
yeah, couple.
The
Just a couple
frogs.
more.
I do love hippos. Like, look at that little hippo. That's so cute. The Oh My Lanta. That's awesome. Zeke, Brian and Douglas were dying laughing at this one. The Zeke, do you want your knee pads? They thought that one was absolutely hilarious. Is Ed in here tonight? I don't know that I've seen Ed, but Ed's on my water bottle.
He got a meeting.
Oh, what
Yeah,
the heck?
that club.
Right? Isn't that hilarious? And then Kitty Cat Meow Meow is on there too.
I do love them. That's so sweet.
Lizelle, did you grab that for John?
Yep.
The I'm Just a Girl
Thank
in
you,
Pink. I love
John.
it. But thank you guys for that. That made me so happy.
They are really awesome.
We are. I feel such love from you guys. You guys are awesome friends. Aren't those amazing? Oh my God, I'm in love with them. I have so many water bottles. It's actually an obsession. Water bottles and trucker hats are my two things that I love.
Was this helpful for you guys cutting the rock tonight? Showing these different materials, talking about, the flash.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's so glad. I love that.
I hope that, like I said, I hope you guys all go cut something with Flash tonight.
If it doesn't have any lines in it and there's no windows, I would either chip it so there is a window, or I would start grinding on it. Hey, Jordan,
Yeah,
would you find me a piece of rainbow in the bin that has like no windows on it?
yeah.
Thank you.
And Zeke, are we serious about the idea of having those people that, earlier who got some materials that they're afraid to cut? We're
Yeah,
seriously giving them the assignment.
yeah, that was homework because we
Okay.
want people to expand their horizons, and I believe that everybody could go do it.
I got you three.
So we're gonna
Oh,
have
sweet.
them send their pictures to events at hplapidary.com.
Oh, homework, homework.
And remember, you said it in the chat, so I got a list with your name on it now.
Yeah, I can also put the list of the names.
Oh, Lizelle's gonna call you guys out.
She's gonna be like, Lizelle's gonna call and be like, "Hey, did you get that flash?"
You know what? You guys could, I'm just saying, you guys could kill two birds with one stone. And what you're gonna do is, you're gonna cut your cab. So all you guys, you can kill two birds, cut your cab, and show off your shop at the same time. I worked this piece on the CB6 or the CB8 that's in my shop.
Yeah,
There you go.
if you love me and if you want me to keep my voice, don't get me call you. I get to call a few people earlier.
If
Uh,
you loved me, that's great, Lizelle.
team, you want to put my email in the chat? If you guys ever want to visit the warehouse, you can just shoot me an email. And we can find a time that works for you guys to come. Um, come check us out.
I wouldn't give you guys homework like that or assign it to you like that if I didn't believe in you guys. But I think what you'll discover is that there was a lot of fear and anxiety because, maybe it was an expensive piece or maybe you're worried you're going to ruin it. But it's learning, and that's part of learning. You may cut it wrong, but I believe that you'll do a good job. And yeah, exactly. There's more out there. Even if you ruin a piece, it's better to ruin one piece to learn than it is to never get to the joy of cutting something like that.
You can do both, Judy. So when you guys come and visit the shop, you guys normally, like, if you haven't been here before, like, we don't even we unless you guys are like, "Ah, I'm on a wicked time crunch," usually we kind of drag you on a tour. That's kind of how it goes. And then you guys can look at Rough Rocks if you have questions about the machines or if you want to see a machine in person, we do that. I have your
Yeah.
3 pound tumbler. It's great. Can you explain what stones and stages to run fast speeds and slow speeds?
Well, for a 3 pound tumbler, I'd usually be running that like 45, 50 RPMs. Um, for most things. However, if you're running something that's more soft or fragile, like Labradorite or uh,
Thanks, Charles.
what was I saying? Or the Amazonite, then you'd slow it down. But actually, we have some people on that would be much better at me than, just, what materials. The only material that I've really slowed it way down for was when I did a batch of Amazonite.
Next week. Yeah, Deborah, if you just want to shoot me an email, we can figure out a time that works with whatever days you're free. I like that shape. In honor of Ed. I love it. He
I'd
should
like
be
it.
here any minute.
whole lot more if I didn't scratch the crap out of it. Good grief. What did I do? I was like looking at those lines, like, why is it all hazy and it's like scratches that I left in there?
I already have two people committed for the mystery barrel. I I have one left.
Oh, snap. I know someone's sitting there like, do I do it?
Should I? Well, we're gonna buff this one anyway because I think it'll hide some of the scratches, but this is one that we'll have to go rope back and do redo. Well, better grab it now because one is, I mean, we burned through those two real fast.
Though, yeah, those did not last too long. So there's one left.
There's probably like three, four people just sitting there thinking, "Oh, should I? Should I do it?"
There's a dial for the like how to change the speed, Anthony. Well, we have Labradorite rough for sale.
You guys want to do tow out of Labradorite?
Yeah, they're stuck in customs at the moment. The recommended grits for the reciprocating lap, I forget.
80, 400, and then dry polish.
Okay. What are the speeds as you change the dial on the variable speed tumbler?
That's
Just
a
use the
good question.
tachometer.
Yeah, I would use the tachometer. I could tell you what they correlate to. I bet Michael or Ivan has made a chart, but
W I don't have a chart. We have the tachometers, Kyle. Um, team, you have the scoop for those.
and then Lizelle, will you message John about that to get that on his list, his long list of things to get done for
The
us?
what?
Making a list of the materials and speeds for the tumblers.
Would John ever do like a domed wheel for the side of a CB8?
We'll talk him into it eventually. Don't worry, it's on my list. Even if his answer is no right now, it will be yes one day. I'm actually really excited. John today was talking about the possibility of me going over to the factory, and you know how John comes over here and works us. I'm gonna be standing at John's desk, come on, let's build another one. Let's build another one.
Mm. Oh, there you go. Mystery barrel. It's gone.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
I loved nothing more than when John was like, "I'm gonna harass Sherman like Zeke harasses me."
No kidding. I was gonna say, John, was that Donna or you?
Man, who wants to cut a piece of hyperstein now? I think those scratches might have just been resin off of that 3000 grit wheel. Didn't have enough water. That is so cool.
That's okay, Kyle. We call them both.
I just love how it dances around in there. I know I could sit there for at least 5 more minutes spinning that thing around.
Like the blades.
Yeah, 6090 is pretty much the same thing as 80 grit. That's funny. Gosh, that's a little bright and gaudy. I don't know. Should we high bid takes it on that piece? That'd be another good one. Stick in your slab grabber and finish slicing it up. That is some real good blue. And that is super bright. All right. Should we do toe out of it? Oh, I don't know where Jordan went.
I'm right
I
here.
looked over and oh, okay. Went to look at you and I was like, oh my gosh, Jordan's gone.
I'm
Uh,
here. I'm getting more racks.
oh, Jordan's always thinking ahead. Where are we at on this one? I'm getting ready to sell it.
Team, where are we at on this one?
Ahmed, Marvin, J.
We are at
Mm, 45.
45.
Awesome. Sell it. That's a really sweet chunk. And let's set this one up to cut another slab off there. Yeah, that's really good flash in there. This is Labradorite from Madagascar.
Hmm. That was a good cut in chat. I liked that topic a lot.
And hey, if you guys love and enjoying what we're doing, and that was helpful and educational for you guys, it would just mean the world to us if you could leave us a 5-star Google review. You know, it's something that helps people find us and attracts people to our business so that we can keep helping them grow and learn. Because our mission really is to get a million more people in the lapidary arts. So when you leave us those reviews, it helps people find us and it helps grow the art, which is what we want. Because the bigger it gets, the better it is for everybody. Here, let's go cut this piece. And I bet we can, without even getting a window on there, we can probably just line it up with the lines and get a decent cut.
How well does obsidian tumble?
Really well. Just do it by itself.
Team, what are the wood contest entries due?
Um, April 30th.
For the Petwood contest, it's due on May 3rd.
Oh, sorry, May
I don't
3rd.
know. It's May 4th, May 4th. And it's the contest will be on May 7th.
Awesome.
So
Thank
May the
The
Thank
you.
you.
4th
fourth be
be with
with
you
you.
guys. Jinx.
There's a fun cut piece. Lizelle, on that deal I did earlier, what was the percentage off?
16.66.
Oh
Will we
wow,
have to
that's a
put
nice
that on the
deal.
recording?
Well, I was thinking, I was like, well, would people want a smaller deal of this material? Because it's pretty consistent.
Oh, God. Okay. You make it. Spare me.
Spare me. That's gonna be Lizelle's new favorite thing. Spare me. That's so funny.
Hmm.
You can get
Right
called in the
now,
office
yeah, right now Zeke's in the lead, but Lizelle and I are on the way. I'm officially on the leaderboard.
on the leaderboard. I think I think Lizelle was on the leaderboard before you or I even got here.
What deal got you in the most trouble? Mine was the wet grinder.
I would probably say the deal that got me in the most trouble was the deal I did on the 10 TSSs. We were well into the negative on those. Like it was not even close to breaking even.
What was that one?
I basically was paying people to take them away.
When was that?
I don't know. I think last year sometime, or it was when I gave away a hood and a vise with a 10 TSS. And
Oh, I do remember that.
we were so far into the negative on those 10 TSSs it was ridiculous.
Mine was I gave a discount on a wet grinder, threw in like I think a couple like an extra turbo wheel. I gave a good discount on the wet grinder, threw in the turbo wheel, and they were on back order.
Gosh dang.
That
And a
Was
was
that
fun.
partridge and a pear tree.
is that worse than
Eh,
the cord drill deal that Zeke did?
That one was a good talking to too, but I think they were a little numb to my deal giving at that point.
Um, I don't. Zeke more so gets John. I more so get the quick drive-by version of like, dude, what the hell? Tomorrow is office for me.
And if you guys missed it earlier, here's the Hypersteam cab we made.
Yes, it's awful. It's an awful feeling. It's like I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. It's like, can you
Oh,
just
that's
be
not how my
mad?
meetings go at all.
Nope, they know how to get to me. Oh my goodness, no, they're all so healthy now. Like if I bring in donuts, I feel like Sherman's stomach flips. I'm like, oh my God, you traitor.
You traitor.
I haven't got any word yet for the deals that I created.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I got the
I
word.
took those for you.
I don't care.
I don't care. Lazelle's sick. She's like,
I
I
have
don't care.
two shields in the front row.
Yeah, no kidding, because I think
Yeah.
Jordan and I both had separate meetings about your deals.
You know, one of the times, um, one of the times Zeke said, like gave a deal. Oh, it was the freaking, um, it was the stainless steel bins. Do you remember that?
Oh
And then I was
yeah.
like, "Oh, how do I sh how should I ship that?" And Zeke's like, "Oh, on a pallet." I'm like, "Okay." So I'm strapping it, and Sherman comes in. He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm booking a shipment. What do you think I'm doing?" Like, you know what I mean? And he was like, "Let me see that SO that you're booking." And he was like, "Who the hell gave this deal?" And I was like, I just looked at him. Oh, that's pretty. And he was like, well, you and Zeke are the only one doing live sales, so that leaves you or Zeke. And he goes, you're both guilty. He was like, I'm gonna assume that Zeke gave the deal and you didn't stop him. And I was like, I have only been here a year.
Yeah. That
And
was
I
more
was
than a
like,
year at that point.
yeah, like a year and a day. It's literally by association. So Sherman was like, when you hear Zeke give a deal, you have to just pull it back and be like, no, we can't do that. That's costing us. And I'm like, by the time I realize it's so bad and I'm caught up, people are already taking that deal, Sherman. Do you know how many do you know how many people took you up on those stainless steel bins? That's another
Yeah,
thing that put us into back order.
we had like 100 of them, and then we were in the negative. Oh, that was another office meeting with Sherman. Actually, John zoomed in for that one.
Sherman brings that up to me every once in a while. He goes, "Remember the stainless steel bin conversation I had with you? Do you want to have that again?" I'm like, "No, I'm all set." I'm good. Thank you.
I'm all set. I'll pass
Yeah.
on that conversation.
I had people who jumped and got 18 of those bins.
Unless it was kind of low. Go for 27, you know.
Well, what's the deal on 27?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you're guilty by association because you don't try to stop it. You encourage it by going hey 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 hey.
Yeah.
Well,
He said we are instigator of each other.
yeah, that's true.
Said, what? Well,
What? Me?
Did
Never.
I do that?
Did I do that?
one of us.
That is true. You don't really know the line until, well, like, you know what I mean? Are we done at the Rainbow Tote, Zeke?
Yeah, you can get the weights on it.
Okay. Listen, and I told John and Sherman, um, I was like, well, I'm like, you want me to like entertain and whatnot and make people happy. They're like, that's not the point, dude. Alrighty, lot 7814 for Jimmy Walker, 0.91 pounds. Lot 2460 for Courtney Shiroka, 0.09 pounds. Lot 2519 for Alan Laring, 2.14 pounds. And then did Paul say he wanted a pound of this material?
Yes, Jordan.
Yeah, okay. I'll just do it now. You want to
He
tumble
said,
some. Okay,
yeah.
perfect. I can do that for you. Of course. Got you guys. Of course, of course.
Wow, handpicked by Jordan.
Oh my goodness. Don't put that on the notes either. I got in trouble for that too the other day. So what is this I heard about Mozambique agates and you're personally picking after I told you not to do that? I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm like, they just love putting my names on things.
Yeah, you're
Wow,
not
throwing
in
the
the
team right under the
rocks.
bus.
Yeah.
I know, Roxanne and posting those deals. All right, lot 2731 for Paul is a pound. All set.
Thanks, Jordan.
You're welcome, guys.
Yeah, the only thing I have to go off of for is intention. Sherman's like, you always got good intent, but gosh dang, it's
I
brutal.
Oh, perfect. Marvin, you're a wicked smarty pants. I love it.
Oh, that's why Jordan wanted to be on my name.
Girl, I literally told you to log in on mine. No, I can log in on mine.
Well, yeah, but then you took that headset.
I'm always on the TV and you're always on the phone. How
Yeah, it
much
is
for that
weird. Sometimes
piece left in the song? What, Zeke?
it is weird. Sometimes Tay will, when she's doing it with me, she won't stick with that system. And I'll be like, oh, why do you have the phone headset?
Yeah. Yeah, team, you want to mark that down for Brayden? You know, that is true. But when Tay was asking about the deal and who was involved, she was like, was Zeke involved in it? And I was like, no, it was just me. She said,
Aw.
okay. I'm like, yep. So I think at this point it's just a given that Lizelle is somehow involved. They don't know how, and I don't think they want to know. They just know that she's in there somewhere. Like doping, yeah, Paul. What grit wheel are you on right now?
220 grit. I don't know that they'll be able to pick you out a dark blue piece, but generally they're not going to be looking at color when they're picking stuff like that.
I love those nights, and then after those nights, my shoulder blades, like whenever I breathe, I have like sharp pains, and I'm like, oh, I feel like I have a pinched nerve. Is Jeff Porin still in the room? I thought I saw him come in. Yes, he is. Jeff, that agate that you posted, is that one you've had for a little bit? That Mozambique, I'm obsessed with it. It keeps popping up on my feed because people keep commenting. Like I love that crystal pocket.
Oh wow, that's a nice deal.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love the purple tones in it. You get the pom-poms on the outside and then the eyes, and then you have the water lines. Like you have everything. Like that's in everything but the kitchen sink agate. Druzy in there, good banding, nice color, very symmetrical. Interesting. Zeke, true or false? I heard it is better to use firmer pressure on the wheels than lighter pressure, as lighter fractures the diamonds are faster slash more.
Oh, a little piece split off there. That sounds like bolts to me, but
I'll have to check mark. Oh my goodness, I would have fainted from cutting that one.
oh, see.
You didn't see that one on Facebook?
No, probably been on Facebook.
Look at the pom-poms in the eyes.
Oh wow, that is really cool.
I'm a sucker for purple too.
That's definitely worthy of just going to bed after you cut one that good.
I would have maxed out the speakers or the microphone on the headset if I were to cut that one. I saw that one too. Oh my God. Yeah, that's an awesome agate too.
Hey, yeah.
Hey Glenn, how's it going? Oh, Zekery's slacking.
What did I not do?
You didn't send Mark the photos of me opening up the box.
Oh, that is a fun picture.
Oh, that's exciting. Did I see what, Mark? I have to go do inventory after the kids had some slabs. Oh, I can show it. Jeff, you don't care that I'm showing it, right? Oh, I'm looking, Mark. Hold on. It's blending into your background. You gotta move it closer. Are you holding it? Oh, yeah, is there crystal cola in New Mexico? Anyone familiar with that?
Definite, definitely many spots.
That's hilarious. This is from Mark. Here, can I show them the Saget real quick?
Yeah,
I don't know how they can see it. That's a Mozambique agate that Jeff did.
that is nice.
And then this is the 1970s that he cut.
That is also really nice.
I don't think so. Glenn, where'd you post it? Did you post it in one of the groups? I try to catch all the groups, like all the photos and stuff that I can. HL equipment. Let me see. Hold on, I'm going to look. HPL equipment. I like when you guys post your pieces that you're working on because I like to see what you guys are doing and check in.
I love that H in there.
Ooh, that's cool.
I haven't done a more rounded dome in a while. I was like, oh, we should probably change the shape up a little bit. I do like to do the more squared off, sharp edges.
How high is your dome Zeke on that? Thanks, James.
If it was any flatter, it would be perfectly flat.
How many of you guys are excited to start collecting and getting out rock hounding more than it's getting nice? Oh, I love purpurite. I know some of you
Probably,
guys live in areas where it's like nice already.
I was going to say, there's probably a lot of people that are already out.
I know. Of course you can, Gabriel. What's up? And you guys can ask questions any night, about any sort of technique or machine questions because we are more than happy to answer. Oh, that's an awesome one. That was a good cut and chat for you guys to watch, for sure. are you located, Brian? You're polishing and it's like cloudy. Polishing
Oh
on
my
leather.
gosh, Brian, you're in luck. You happen to be in one of the best parts of the country for rock collecting.
O-ring on the EC1 is a mess. Do you have any? Is the O-ring for the EC1 the same as the EC2 or no?
Which O-ring? The one that goes against the body of the saw, the one that holds the can on, or the
The lid,
lid, the outer lid.
the lid.
Inner lid or outer lid? Those ones should be the same.
Is that build up? Um, is it is it cloudy in some spots, Gabriel, or across the whole thing? It's on Jade. That one, Zeke does the milk and diamond method. So, 50,000 grit with milk and diamond. The 50,000 diamond powder with whole milk. Will give you a really good shiny polish. But for Jade, what would you recommend as a final polish too? Like, does the leather and sand normally work for you, Zeke?
Is it Gabriel? Is it look good after you do your diamond wheel, like go up to 3,000 crit? It looks good, and then you do your polish, and now it's all frosted and looks terrible.
Yes.
All right, so there's one of two or possibly both things happening. Either your cerium is not good cerium, so depending on where you bought it, um, that could be something to consider. If you have good cerium, then you can eliminate that. The other thing is that you're probably getting it too dry and you're burning the cerium to the face of the stone. And it won't just wipe off. You gotta like go back and polish it off sometimes or get more water on the wheel. But try using a little bit more water and not letting it get so hot. Oh, I pushed too hard and broke it in half.
Would you look at that? Someone clip this part and I'll have to show Brian. Aw, snap.
You guys are so funny. I think it's on YouTube. I used to keep a bucket next to the cab machine of ones that I was breaking and go back and finish later, or I would sell. Because I was usually cutting
Uh,
batches of, 50 to 150 at a time. And so if you get to the third wheel and it breaks, it's not worth going back in that moment.
Glenn, did you send me a friend request? Hold on, let me go look. Oh, there we go. Oh, dendritic opal, that's a fun one. I get a bunch of random friend requests. So, and I never clear anything out. Like I'm the kind of person, like my email's clear, but I have 1,052 unread text messages.
So few.
Huh?
Is it only so few? You know.
Yeah. My work email is clear. Like you can ask Lizelle. My work email is not bad at all. I keep that tight.
Up to date.
My it is up to date, and my personal email has 90,000 unread messages. Oh, that's pretty cool. Is that pseudomorphs in there, Glenn?
Mm,
What is our cut and chat next week? Is that the workshop?
Yep. Customer
Yes.
workshop highlight.
I like that shape.
Well, it's so bright that when I line up the flash with the camera, you can't even see that it's blue.
That is always what happens. Like you put like I always say something and I'm like, I hope that doesn't happen. And you know what? Every time I say that, it freaking happens. Every time. And like lately I've been having dreams like at night and it's so weird and I'll wake up and I'll like text my mom or my sister. Like, oh my goodness, I had the craziest dream about work this morning. I go in and it happens. I'm like, I swear to God, I can predict the future. It's crazy. Yep. More so when I go home at night, I'm like, oh crap. I'm like, I meant to do that for that person. Or like, um, it'll be something like, oh, I meant to tell the boys to fill that tote. Like I'll be laying down and it'll be like 3 in the morning and I'm like, oh my goodness. Or there was, did I tell you about this, Zeke? There was one night you were on vacation and I did the cut and chat by myself and I woke up in a cold sweat and it was 4 in the morning and I was like, oh my goodness, I left the light on the cab machine on. And I came in at 8 a.m. the next morning, the light on the cab machine was on. I was like, yep.
That's better than Sherman telling you that you left the light on the cab machine on.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's more so not office dreams. It's just like a quick like, oh, I did this wrong. And then it ends up being like, hey, you did this wrong. And I'm like, oh yeah, I had that conversation in my dream last night. What is our net after the petrified wood contest? Did we decide what we're doing after that?
We decide,
We're doing.
but we haven't finalized the date yet.
Oh, we didn't? I thought we did.
We haven't.
Oh. I was so excited that I forgot that we did not put a date on there. I thought we did. It.
Zeke, do you remember the first slab you cut of your first Intarsia?
It was Amazonite, Sodalite, and Malachite. In what order, I could not tell you. Probably Malachite would have been the one I would guess that I cut first, but the next contest after the Petrified Wood contest is best finished piece from Mexico. So it can be anything cut and polished from Mexico. Tumbled cabs, jewelry, intarsia, sphere, and beads, whatever you want to make from Mexico. You know, we haven't had any 10 inches
Any what?
where someone makes a stone pen.
Oh, okay. I like it a lot. Because you guys had fun with that Indonesian contest, right? They didn't finalize the date yet. Yeah, Aztec Lace is Mexico, right, Zeke?
Yep.
Oh, bookends would be fun.
You know, we actually scheduled a cut and chat to do bookends.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on the 14th.
Rocks from Mexico that come to mind: Crazy Lace, Sonoran Sunset, Lagunas, Coyamitos, Moctezumas,
Rosetta,
leopard skin, Rosetta Lace, Royal
Peanut.
Imperial. Does Mahogany Obsidian come from there?
That batch might be from there.
Fire Oak.
Oh,
Fire agates.
flame agate. Oh yeah, the obsidian, the gold sheen obsidian. Um, Maybe I'll make a list. Lizelle, why don't I can make a list of stuff from our database. A whole bunch of stuff comes from there.
Whole bunch of really good stuff.
Yeah, that's a good
Boy,
idea.
Mito.
When is Cinco de Mayo this year?
Um,
Oh, it's on a Tuesday.
Sunday. I'm sorry, Tuesday, but we can do it on, when was it? May 5, right?
Yeah, we could do a Mexican
Friday.
tote night. We can do it on Monday, the 4th.
We're gonna have to do tacos at this rate.
Well, I'm celebrating on Cinco de Mayo, so we can do tacos too.
I think I'm running a 5K.
When?
I don't know, but I was told that I was being signed up for a 5K for that night, or for somewhere around Cinco. Yes, 5K then tacos.
That could be a fun night though for you guys.
Oh, let's see. Where'd the spray bottles go?
I took it. Here, grab one.
Whack a Rock Tuesday, as long as you use your hips.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that on the water bottle? We're gonna pretend it's there.
Oh, it just made sense. I was like, on the water bottle. I thought you were talking about the spray bottle you handed me. And I was like, I have no idea what you mean.
We've never done that.
What?
Self-found like pieces. I feel like that'd be hard because they're like, yeah, I found this piece on a live sale.
I found it on Tote Night.
Yeah. That is a phenomenal idea, Stuart. I like that. J James and Allison have really started a movement. I love it. Right, Frank?
All right, let me go rinse this off.
Mhm.
I do really like Labradorite.
Zeke, was this one that you picked for a giveaway?
Yeah.
Okay.
But gosh, that was fun. I
That
love
was a
cutting
bunch of
chatoyant
fun.
materials like that. Well, thanks, y'all. We appreciate you guys. And remember to join our Facebook groups and would really appreciate it if you guys left us a 5-star Google review. And we'll pull out some nice rock for you guys tomorrow and we'll have some fun. Thanks, y'all. Have a good night.
Bye, everybody.